Okay, in this video I'm going to show you how to prepare a document to submit either as a study group phase 2 document, a study group phase 1 document to post into the group study board for other people in your group to look at, and then finally it would become your phase 2 once you're satisfied with your solutions, and then you would post it to your main discussion board. And of course this will also be how you do your written assignment using the word processor. I'm using Word in this case, and I'd recommend using Word, and an equation editor called MathType, which you should have seen on the announcements. I posted how to download that for a 30-day trial. Now once your 30 days is over, it should just revert to a light form, which will still be okay for your purposes, so you don't need to purchase the actual software. Alright, so the way to do it to start with is to first of all say, well, this is going to be, let's suppose it's module 1, alright, and it's going to be the study group phase 1. Okay. Alright, and so let's suppose I'm going to do one, say, from section 3. Okay, and the number I'm going to do is number 63, which says find each product, or find the product. Notice I'm not using the equation editor yet. Okay, so you might want to say this will be number 63, find the product. And here's our product. You don't have to even use the equation editor for this particular one. So let's suppose it's 4m plus 2n, and we're going to square it. Now, the thing about squaring it is that you can use an exponent here by using a superscript. Now, to do that, what I do is I just view the formatting platelet. Alright, I'm using a Mac here. This is easier on a Windows because I think it's just straight on your menu up here. Alright, so I'm going to do a like so. I usually make these italicized just like the book, like so. Alright, so now here's my solution. Okay, and of course I can copy and paste this, so I'll do copy and paste. Alright, make sure we got this. This of course is equal to this particular one. I'm going to copy and paste that times that. And then we're going to have to FOIL it. Okay, so let me move this guy out of the way. And notice it's the 4m by the 4m, which will be the 16m squared. Okay, plus it's going to be 4m by 2n. Okay, plus, and now I can use my superscript there, and of course it's now 2n by 4m, and then plus 2n by 2n is going to be 4n squared. Okay, so that's what we have so far. Alright, you might want to, it's not absolutely necessary to italicize it, I just do it for completion purposes. And you'll notice here that we have a 4m by a 2n. Okay, and so of course 4m by 2n is the same as 2n by 4n. Okay, so this will in fact be, I'm going to copy and paste this just to save time. Okay, and we may want to put this down here, so this will be equal to, this will be 8, so it'll be plus 8mn. Okay, and of course we won't need this one now, and that would be my solution right there. Okay, alright, so now let's suppose we come across to 5, and we'll do a more complicated one that will require the equation editor. So let's do R5, and let's do let's have a look here. Alright, let's do number 60. Let's do number 61. Okay, number 61 says simplify. Okay, so here's what we have to simplify. Now it's a fairly complicated one, so I'm going to use the equation editor. So on this menu it's insert equation, which is up here, and it'll be something similar on a Word for Windows. So I click here, alright, and I get a new screen open up. And notice that this is in fact the MathType screen. You see that you have all kinds of templates here, like so. Now I'm going to need a rational expression, so this one here is a quick one. You can use this one, but it'll drop it down. Okay, so each one of these drops down to a particular kind of template, as you can see here. Across here we have quick ones, so if I use a rational expression, then it's going to be this one. Now we can use a rational expression within a rational expression, so I'm going to have a 1 over an x plus 1. Now make sure you move the cursor. And then we have subtract, and we're going to need a rational again, which is 1 over x. And in the bottom we have a rational, which is 1 over x. Right, so this is going to be equal to. Alright, so notice I'm just working in the equation editor window right now. Alright, now what we need to do is, again, we're going to need an equation editor template of a rational or a fraction. And I'm going to need a common denominator, which of course will be an x I'll need here. Okay, so I need to multiply the top and the bottom by an x. I'm going to use a product sign, so here, and I'm going to put an x over an x here. Okay, and of course we'll have exactly the same thing on this term, except that now we're going to need an x plus 1 for my common, to get the common denominator. And we still have the bottom, so I'm going to copy and paste that right in there. So this is what we have. So the top part now becomes, we have a common denominator of x by x plus 1. And in the top we're going to have an x, subtract, and x plus 1. Notice I use the parentheses to make sure that I have a negative here with an x plus 1 here, and of course we still have the one on x on the bottom, like so. Right, now we're going to tidy this up a little bit. Now if you want a new line, you can go here and go equals. Okay, and so I'm going to copy and paste that. It's just quicker to do so. And notice that we up here we're going to have a minus x and a minus 1, like so. Okay, which becomes equal to. Notice that we're going to have a negative 1 now. So we'll have a negative 1 with 1 here, and we'll have the x by x plus 1. And of course we have this one here. Notice I'm showing all the steps to get to this. And this is equal to, now we invert and multiply, we've got a fraction over a fraction. So we're going to have this guy, copy and paste it, and we're going to multiply it, and there's a multiplication button here. And we're going to invert this one, so we're going to have, of course, x over 1. And when we simplify this, of course, the x's will cancel. I'll be left with negative, and we'll have 1 over x plus 1 would be my result. Now to get it back into your document, all you do is you go up here, or you go to the cross button if you're in Windows, Word for Windows, up here, and close it. What will happen is you'll get a little request. Do you want to save this equation? Just go yes, and bingo, there it is right into your document. Alright, so this is how you prepare your study group phase 1 to upload into the group study board, so that your partners or group members can go through your solutions and comment and give you ideas if you went wrong, or check your answers. Also, this is how you don't use the equation editor all the time. Notice I've broken it up. In fact, I didn't even use the equation editor for this part. This is just the word processor itself. Then I have this one as my equation editor. And once you're satisfied with all your solutions in phase 1, everyone's commented and helped out to ensure that you get them all correct, then you can change this to phase 2 if you've finished them all and save it as phase 2. Please save it with your name as part of the document name, and always save it as a Word 97 to 2003 document. We will have all kinds of trouble if you try Word 2007 or something like that. Okay, and this is how you do the equation editor. Now also, once you saved phase 2, then you put this in the main discussion board. Now if this was your written assignment, then you would put this you'd submit this through the assignment module tab, which is on the last page of the module, and you'll upload it there and it'll go straight into the gradebook where I'll get to see it. Again, make sure it's saved as a Word 97 to 2003 Word document.